This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
You mentioned a minute ago that, even in those days, you didn't bring your family around. And something I've heard over the years is you didn't even bring your girlfriend around. And I don't mean like my girlfriend in this town. I mean my real girlfriend. Because if your wife or girlfriend is with you and they're in the crowd and the fans know that that's your wife, it might hurt your appeal with some of the ladies, but it also might ruin, for lack of a better word, the illusion. Because if you're getting the tar beat out of you in the ring and they look over and see your wife just reading a book, well, that's not very convincing that you're in any real imminent danger if your loved one doesn't really seem to mind that you're toting ass whooping, right?
Very astute point. And, there were all kind of what ifs.
Right.
If you were a baby face and you happened to be one that was getting pushed and you were a handsome guy and you were there to draw the girls, to bring a girl with you, which you're right, everybody in the building saw you walking in the back door because the real hardcore fans were out back in the parking lot waiting for you to pull up.
Yeah.
So they could, say hello, scream at you, hope that you saw them and sign autographs for the baby faces. That was their deal. So you would actually let them down that, oh, he's got a girlfriend.
Yep.
Now, if you're a heel and you bring your girl in and everybody zeroes in on her, a little bit later that night, you're going to be doing everything in your power to piss them off.
Yeah.
Which makes her a target.
Yes, it does.
Potentially. And a lot of guys never figured that out. They became a victim, as much as the babyface getting his ass kicked. So I saw pretty quickly that didn't work. And at that point in time, I didn't have a girlfriend, wasn't married, any of those things. I was just concentrating on learning my craft, but I saw it in many scenarios both ways. But you didn't want to put your family in a spotlight. That's for sure.
So I'm curious about the dynamic of you've got, a traveling companion. What's Pee Wee doing when you show up to the building and you got to go in the back and you got to get ready and all that? This is the old days. It's not like you're probably able to bring outsiders into the locker room. I don't think that's encouraged today either. What's Pee Wee doing as you're making these towns and just sort of hanging out?
I found him a chair out there in the arena somewhere that was out of everybody's way and was nondescript. You wouldn't have even known he was in the building.
I got you.
And because you're absolutely right. You wouldn't have brought a guy in the locker room in those days. No way, no how. You didn't bring family members.
Right.
You didn't bring anybody in. It was a closed set. It was, in those days were kayfabed, and guys would have been very, very pissed if Pee Wee would have come walking in there with me, but he was there to, and I did all the driving. Basically, he was there to keep me awake, to be honest with you.
So he really was like just your traveling companion. He was your buddy, just make this passable. Because here you are, sort of a fish out of water almost. I'm not going to say you're in the big city of New York, but you're a kid from Rome, Georgia. You don't know anybody. You're trying to find your way in this new world. Just having somebody to talk to and spend time with and grab a hamburger with, that's valuable, right?
Absolutely. And I bought his Marlboros and his beer.
What were his aspirations? I mean, we know he's going to go on to be a referee, but I'm not trying to speak ill of anyone, but he was a little fellow. So it's not like he probably thought I could be a wrestler. Did he know I wanted to be a referee, or did he think maybe I could be a manager, or was he just a fan and happy to be along for the ride?
I think he was just a fan that did not have a job when this all occurred. So he had nothing to keep him in Rome.
Right.
For him, it was an adventure. And I made him a promise, you won't go hungry. You'll have a bed to sleep in, don't worry about that, because I don't know what to tell you the next 3 weeks is going to bring. So he was just a traveling companion at this point. As we get later in the story of the evolution of the territories and things, you'll see where he caught his first break. But at this point, he was just a guy riding with me, keeping me awake. And, you know, a few times he would help me drive when I would just, you know, be overwhelmed.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.